in Santa Clara. That means the Rams are playing for the 5 seed here today. If they can sweep the Arizona Cardinals, they will go on the road on Wild Card Weekend to face either Carolina or Tampa Bay. That's being determined right now with the Falcons leading the Saints. If the Falcons win that game, Carolina's the opponent. If New Orleans wins that game, it would be Tampa Bay. That's if the Rams win here today and secure the 5 seed.
I guess if you had your druthers, you'd take Tampa Bay because you're already beaten Tampa Bay, and they know they can't beat you, or at least you have that in their minds. There is some unfinished business with Carolina. I think the Rams could play better. I think Carolina got that game. They played better than we thought, but these are 2 games that you think the Rams could win if they play their best game. But it's all about what you do today. I love the future casting. I love talking about the postseason, but you still got to deal with today's opponent, the Cardinals, and they would like nothing less than to ruin your program and send you to a cold weather state like Philadelphia or Chicago, someplace like that.
Well, Sean McVay has said since Monday's loss in Atlanta that he planned to play starters. That's a lot easier to follow through with when you do have the opportunity to play for a 5 seed instead of a 6.
Yeah, I think you said it best, Marco, handling your business. They always talk about being where your feet are, all these little sayings, take care of your business. Well, I understand what that means now in this scenario. None of this stuff matters if you don't win today. And you have to win right now, not only to have a better seed and do all those things, but to feel better about yourself. You don't want to go into the playoffs on a 3-game slide. That's never a good feeling. So you got to get right with what you're doing and how you feel and how your operation is working as a team, as an organization, and then we can go and worry about the playoffs then.
Because it's the culmination of the week of work, right? They practiced all week as if this game was going to be for the 5 seed. So thanks to Seattle's victory, now they get to follow through on that execution.
Absolutely. I know there's some guys from last week or Monday that would love to get out there and play again to right some wrongs. I mean, that was some bad tape by a few guys, so you should want to play. There are no healthy scratches today. If you can go, you go. If they pull you out, you don't have to finish the game. Take care of business early, but if you can go, you're going today.
Well, Matthew Stafford already has a career high, a franchise high, 42 touchdown passes. I guess there's a world where there was nothing to play for today and he rests, but he will get the start, a chance to deliver a closing argument in the MVP race in addition to his spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, listen, the biggest thing is this. I think there's so many people there. Everyone's analyzing the stats and all this stuff. Like, Matthew Stafford has played lights out all year. From day one, even to on Monday in the second half, he made some great throws, did some great things. Yeah, you're going to make mistakes. It's the NFL. Guys get paid on the other side. The key for Matthew Stafford MVP race is to get this team back on track. You get them back on track. You go down, you make some plays. Everyone has that recency bias. You start winning games again, all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, I'm going to change my vote. I don't want to put it in. I may be a little late when I do that thing. So just focus on right now. I think everything will take care of itself.
Well, he can purge the memory of a 3-turnover Monday in Atlanta. And I was thinking today about how Drake may have surged to the MVP frontrunner status by virtue of torching a very bad New York Jets defense, right? 5 touchdowns, only 2 incompletions.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you look across the line of scrimmage today, the Arizona Cardinals kind of present that opportunity. Maybe his closing statement is 5 touchdowns and 19 of 21 like Drake.
Well, we know. I mean, you see Matthew Stafford play. He's probably the best quarterback in the league, 42 touchdown passes on a playoff football team. I mean, that's MVP worthy. But I'll say this about MVP voting. If you can drop a guy off your list for one game, then I think we've lost the plot.
No question.
It's just one game. And you have to look at the entire season and what he's meant to this football team. So Matthew Stafford clearly is a front runner for MVP. But if you changed your pick from Matthew Stafford to Drake May based on one game, I don't know what to tell you.
I'll say this, too. If you look at the playoffs, who's the best quarterback in the NFC?
Matthew Stafford, hands down.
All right. If you look at who's the best quarterback in the AFC?
Josh Allen?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that right there should tell you if we're going to do a race on who's the best and do what they're supposed to do, Matthew Stafford has set so many records, done so much for this organization. And I think his statement is, we went on a slide here in December, and we have to right the ship. Watch how we right the ship. Where Drake May has been the opposite. They've kind of just been chugging along after losing 1 or 2 games early on and then got going.
Now, honestly speaking, he's got to turn it on, Matthew Stafford, today.
Oh,
he's got to absolutely heat it up.
It's only a conversation if he plays well and the Rams win today.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a moot point.
Right.
But we're saying, let's wait and see how today plays out before anybody casts their ballot. Meantime, want to thank JSN for a terrific game in Santa Clara last night. He has been right there with Puka Nacua for the receiving lead all season. Puka's played in one fewer game. I think Puka can also make a closing case for Offensive Player of the Year by showing out here today.
Oh, let me say this to Seattle real quick. This is how you do it. Thanks. There you go. How about that? But Puka Nacua, like we said, man, you've seen those Marvel superheroes, Ghost Rider. That's what he looks like playing football. I mean, when he catches it over the middle and he's screaming down the middle of the field, there's not a single guy out there that wants to tackle him. You know what I mean? So it's not just what he's doing with the skill, it's how he's playing the game. So if there's a better guy playing on offense, please show them to me right now.
We're talking a lot about the passing game. Let's touch on the running game because in early December, the Rams ran all over these Arizona Cardinals. No Devontae Adams. We'll see him next week in the wild card round. No Terrence Ferguson, a late addition to the injury report, the rookie tight end with a hamstring injury. But the good news for the Rams is both their top two backs are active today. Corum and Kyron will both go. They both had phenomenal performances in the desert.
Yeah, again, I feel like the Rams, if they can run the football, if they can be balanced, that 50-50, then Matthew Stafford should have a huge day. But it all goes to the legs and the ability of this offensive line staying healthy and these running backs finding these holes and making explosive runs. Kyron did an awesome job on Monday night when Blake Corum got hurt and had to kind of step in and made some plays. But really, this is about these two guys taking over this game. As much as I love Matthew Stafford, we're in December and January football now. It's the end of the year. Mm-hmm. It's time to control the line of scrimmage. It's time to run at people and take their will away. And that's how you win ball games at this time of the year.
No Bijan Robinson for the Cardinals today.
Oh
That's
God.
the good news. But as much as you talk about Matthew and the offense bouncing back, how about this defense? Nearly 100 points allowed in their last 3 games for a group that after 12 weeks was number 1 in the NFL in scoring defense.
When you were saying that, I was thinking about the Rams defense the entire time. It is December, January. It's time to start stopping the run and getting after passers, and that just did not happen versus Atlanta. You know, I would say this. You're going to need Jared Verse to step up. And you have to be as ruthless to your own teammates as you are to the opponent. You've got to start telling the truth. I need you to play better. I need you to put aside how you feel about not making the Pro Bowl. Forget about your contract and go out and play. It's important. Who else in that room is going to step up and be that guy? Who else is the barn boss in the locker room on defense? It's got to be Jared Verse. I need him. We need him to be that guy to his own teammates.
I'll throw a captain's name out. And speaking of contracts, Quentin Lake signed a contract extension on his way back from injured reserve. He's also going to provide some reinforcement, not today, but next week, and that means help is on the way.
Yeah, I think having Quentin Lake be able to play that star position, to blitz, to cover man-to-man, I think that hurt a lot, right? Now you have to play more zone. There's more opportunity to chip and get guys out in the soft area. But what DeMarco was talking about is called brutally honest.
Oh, my God, yes.
When you have to hold people accountable, you have to be brutally honest with people in this business, really in life. Because if you let one thing slide, they're going to think that's going to be okay. Oh, you were not in the B gap. Oh, it's okay. No. Get in the B gap. Be where you're supposed to be. Because if we're where we're supposed to be, we'll go back to being that top defense that we were in the first half of the season. But as of late, it's been guys out of their gaps, guys getting forced out, getting pushed too far, missing tackles in the backfield. All the little things that this defense was praised for has gone away. So they got to get back to that.
Tied for the NFL lead in receptions here at SoFi Stadium. Puka Nacua for the Rams and Trey McBride for the Arizona Cardinals. When you think back on that first matchup with Arizona, he got them started with a couple of chunk plays through the air that led to their opening touchdown. And after that, the Rams defense cut off his water supply.
Yeah, for him, it's going to be early stuff. It's stuff you haven't seen. He's a tight end. He takes advantage of your defensive rules. So all that stuff is going to be first half. Matthew Stafford and the offense scoring points will take care of that because the third or fourth time through, when you know where he's lining up and you get a feel for his body language, you can kind of predict where he's going. But early, he's going to be a monster. But if you can keep a cap on him, keep a lid on him, get them off the field and score points, you can limit what he does to you on the other side.
I was watching him warm up, and I had a question asked me earlier, like, what makes him special? And it's like, I look and it's like, he's not the biggest, he's not the fastest. He's just a true competitor. Mm-hmm. Like, when that ball's up, he's going to find a way to come down with the football. He's going to go and be where he's supposed to be all the time. You talk about smarts, understanding the whole totality of the play. And that's tough to deal with. But how do you stop it? You got to hit him early in the down.
Yes.
You got to hit him early in the play, and you have to have someone helping on the backside to help you out as well.
You know, in the last 6 days since we came home from Atlanta, I don't think anyone's been in the mood for silver linings. But as you reflect back, the huge step forward in the kicking game might be the most encouraging thing to come out of the month of December. How reassuring is that heading to the postseason, what you saw under new leadership?
I'm getting there. with the thicker kicker. I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
I mean, it's only been 10 field goal attempts so far. He's made 9.
Yeah, I think it was more about putting a few down in the landing zone.
Yeah.
The block field goal return for a touchdown was the exclamation point. Even downing a punt at the 1-yard line. Just the overall operation. How about Whittington forcing a fumble on the opening kickoff? I didn't realize how much difference change in leadership could make in just 1 week.
It's funny what happens when a guy gets fired. It wakes everybody up. It's a shame, like you said. It happened to you. It happened to me. When you actually see a guy get fired and leave the building because of what you're not doing, the next week out, you're going to play a little bit better. So I think that's what we saw. But sometimes a change in voice, a change in message gets the best out of that unit. Maybe we're seeing that. Hopefully it pays off today.
Yeah, what we're seeing is a sense of urgency. When you see a coach fired, all of a sudden the urgency picks up a little bit. And sometimes when you hear the same message, it can kind of fall on deaf ears a little bit. And so Sean has to make the tough decision, and then all of a sudden these guys are flying around making plays. But when you want to talk about the kicker, I'm excited about the opportunity that thicker kicker has. I'm excited to know once we get inside the 40, we have a great opportunity to make a field goal and put points on the board because, again, when you're in the playoffs, everything matters. 3 points matters in the playoffs.
Look at last night's game. The Seahawks dominated on a snap-to-snap basis. Why was San Francisco still in it late? The kicking game.
Yeah.
The kicking game. All right, let's wind this down with our real deal matchup of the game, delivered by Little Caesars, the official pizza of the LA Rams. This is where we focus on which matchups will be most intriguing. Who wants to lead off?
I'll go. It's about the defense to me today because when you look at the numbers game by game, the last 3 weeks just jump out at you, especially the rushing yards. First time all year you gave up more rushing yards than passing yards, and you absolutely got steamrolled there. That cannot happen. So you need that unit to wake up today. So I'll say the entire defense versus Brissett. Brissett did a great job of keeping himself healthy last time. That can't be. He's got to go down. He's got to go down hard. And you got to stop the run before you do that. So this defense really needs to step up going into the playoffs.
You know, this is going to sound cliche, but it's the man in the mirror to me. This has zero to do with the Arizona Cardinals. Today has nothing to do with them. They're just the foe that's on the schedule. This is about starting fast as an offense. This is about getting your defense locked in, special teams. This is a dress rehearsal. I said it last week. I was nervous. I was a little nervous. Raheem Morris being there, understands your offense. Bijan solidified himself as one of the top playmakers in the NFL, and it showed up. Can you shore up some of those holes that we saw there, starting fast on offense, shutting down the run here, getting back on track? And it has nothing to do with the Cardinals. It has everything to do with you and how you prepare, and I think that's the most important thing.
All right, so test their will. See how badly they want to be here leading into their offseason, and if they do want to be here, take that will away.
Exactly.
I'll throw one more name out there, Michael Wilson, just because we already talked about Trey McBride. You know, as the Rams focused on him defensively, he had a career day in Glendale. So, you know, heading to the postseason, do we really know who the Rams' top 3 are at corner? Like, who's going to be active next week in Tampa Bay or Charlotte? I'm not sure. D. Will's a healthy scratch again here today, but I would like to see a top-flight corner performance against the likes of Michael Wilson, because next week we know who the Bucs personnel are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Tetairoa McMillan and the Panthers, if that's the lane you got to play, that's how you got to shut it down to advance in January. So
another opportunity, right? Last week it was Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Here you have another tight end receiver combination. And then next week, guess what? Another one.
Yes. The quarter Rams great Deacon Jones. If you rip the quarterback's head off, you don't need corners.
Okay.
There you go.
There you go.
The Rams pregame show always delivered by Little Caesars. Rams House, do not forget to order a Little Caesars for the best deal on NFL game day. Click on this QR code at the bottom of the screen. Enter code RAMS15 at checkout for 15% off your game day order of $15 or more. Terms and conditions may apply. Pizza Pizza. Kickoff 1:25 on Fox. You can always catch the three of us on the radio call ESPN LA 710. For D. Farr, for MJD, I'm J.B. Long. The regular season finale from SoFi here in Week 18. Rams and Cardinals win, and they're the 5 seed, and they might be back before the postseason is through. Enjoy the game, everyone.